Hello students, I hope you all are fine. Welcome to this new virtual learning world. We'll do your next chapter from your book Vistas, The Enemy. The Enemy, written by P.S. Buck. Pearl Seidenstricker Buck, who was born on 1892 and died on 1973. She was an American writer and novelist. She had a Chinese name, Tsai Zhenzu, as she spent her childhood in China. Being the daughter of missionaries, she was awarded the Pulitzer Prize in 1932 and the Nobel Prize in Literature in the year 1938. This story highlights how a Japanese doctor saves the life of an American prisoner of war and rises above narrow national prejudices. He risks his honor, career, position, and life by sheltering a war prisoner of the enemy camp and saving his life. The author has beautifully portrayed the conflict in the doctor's mind as a private individual and as a citizen with a sense of national loyalty. The setting of the story. Actually, this story takes place on a coastal town of Japan in the year 1941 when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, a war going on between America and Japan. Japanese were hostile to the Americans and ready to kill any American found in their soil. Let's see the main characters of this story. First main character is Dr. Sadao Hockey, a Japanese doctor trained by Americans. Sadao's father, who was much concerned about his son's education and a true patriot. Hana, wife of Dr. Sadao, who met him in America. They became friends and got married in Japan. Tom, an American prisoner of war, a soldier of U.S. Navy. The old general, a sick Japanese army general, leaded an operation and trusted only Dr. Sadao. An officer, a messenger of the general. Gardener, an old gardener in the house of Dr. Sadao. Yimi, Hana's maid servant. The cook, an old cook in the house of Dr. Sadao. The enemy by Pearl S. Buck. Let's start with the summary. The story opens at the house of Dr. Sadao Hockey, a highly successful Japanese surgeon and scientist who had studied medicine in America. His house was located on the Japanese coast. He lived there with his wife Hana, their two children, and several servants. They had met in America but were married with the approval of Sadao's father only after they returned to Japan after their study. One day from their veranda, the couple saw a man being violently flung to the beach by a wave. They rushed down to help him, afraid that he might be a fisherman in trouble. As they turned him over, they realized that he was not Japanese but an American, a prisoner of war who had escaped. Sadao noticed that the man had a bullet wound and was bleeding. While he wondered what should be done, his surgeon's hand seemed to automatically work to stop the bleeding. Sadao and Hana contemplated throwing him back into the sea. It would be the easy way out. If they kept him, they would get in trouble for sheltering an American. But if they handed him to the police, he would eventually die. Seeing his state, neither Sadao nor Hana had the heart to hand him over, so they carried the man into their house. Once inside, Sadao took a closer look and realized that the man needed to be operated on. Again, they were conflicted. Why operate and save a white man? Their enemy. As they muled over this, they decided to get the man cleaned first. Sadao left the room and Hana ordered one of the servants to wash the man. But the servant refused to wash a white man. As Hana cleaned the man, Sadao returned carrying a surgeon's emergency bag. He had made up his mind to operate. With Hannah's help, he successfully removed the bullet from the man's back. The man woke up and was frightened when he realized he was in a Japanese home. But Hannah allayed his fears. Over the next few days, both nursed the man, but were otherwise cold towards him. All through, they wondered why they were not able to go to the police. Their servants became increasingly worried about Sadao not informing the police about the American. After 7 days, they left the house in protest. Hannah and Sadao bore this stockily. That day, Sadao was summoned to attend to the old, ill Japanese army journal. Sadao decided to come clean with journal and told him about the soldier. The journal could not allow Sadao, the best surgeon in Japan, to be arrested. So he offered to send assassins to kill the white man and dispose of the body. Sadao agreed to the plan. He waited for 3 nights for the assassination, but no one came. Finally, on the fourth day, Sadao decided not to take any further risk. He told the young soldier, who had regained strength, to take his boat and row to a little island off the coast. From there, the man could escape on a Korean fishing boat. The young man was reluctant to leave, but he left that night and was never seen again. A week later, after the journal recovered from a surgery, Sadao informed him that the prisoner had escaped. The journal confessed that he had forgotten to send the assassins. Afraid of being suspected, he pleaded with Sadao to keep the lapse a secret. Sadao agreed happily. That night, he found himself reflecting on his life in America and the Americans he had met. He had hated bearing the Americans' prejudice. He could not feel thankful even to his American landlady, who had taken care of him when he had influenza. Then he remembered the young soldier and pondered on his inability to kill the young white man. Why I could not kill him. This story gives the message that humanism transcends all man-made prejudices and barriers. Dr. Sadao upholds the ethics of medical profession in treating an enemy. It is a story which gives a great lesson of peace, love, sympathy, fellow feeling and humanism. Thank you. I hope you all have understood this story well.